Hello, everybody. Hey, I'm back in Dallas. I'm even wearing my Dallas t-shirt today. New t-shirt that I bought. Did I buy it while I was away? I can't remember. I bought a lot of shit while I was gone that was delivered to the house. This was one of the things that was delivered, but I can't remember if I bought it before I left or after. So, while we're waiting on folks to join, reminding you to go to coopedup.com. You can check out what I post there and then sign up for some of my email updates as well. I will be posting photos from this trip shortly meaning within the next day or five to the website so that you can see the fun photos from there. If you're on other platforms other than Facebook, you can find me. I'm Cooped Up is my handle in most of those places. And then wherever you are watching or listening to this, because I do also put the video on, not the video, the audio. Gosh, need to get back in the hang of this. On to all of the major podcasting platforms for people who want to listen in the car or whatever. Last but not least, if you are looking, so you can text me to this number, 214-949-8599, and I'll just send you some stuff all the time. If you specifically, not all the time, that made it sound like I'm spamming you. No, just things I think of, little check-ins, happy birthday messages, that sort of thing. If you text me specifically and say hot tip, I will add you also to my COVID vaccine finding mission for people in Texas. So with that, I'm going to go back. Hey, Mama, good to see you. Carrie said you could be a farmer in those clothes. Yeah, I decided to go just super traditional bandana action today, both in the style of the bandana. You can't beat a classic red bandana, as well as how I am wearing it. I could rob a bank with this. You could be a farmer in those clothes. Oh, and I am a fashion plate today, so it is cold in my house. Did a cold front blow in today or something? Because it was rainy and stuff. So I put on so I originally had just this on and this. Then I put the sweatshirt on. Then I put socks on, and then I needed to go outside, so I put shoes on. So I'm wearing Birks with socks right now. Oh, that was a line from Clueless. I haven't seen that movie in forever, and it's not one that I have lines memorized from, other than way harsh. Like that's that. Crystal is saying, so glad you enjoyed the sweat and tears. It was great. Spicy, though. I mean, I can see why they call it sweat and tears. It is a spicy, and I like a spicy Bloody Mary mix. So Crystal had sent me some in advance of a Bloody Mary mix called Sweat and Tears. Is it from a place in St. Louis, or is it just something that you picked up? I can't remember. And Carrie is reminding me that kids are wearing socks with Birks with socks again. Yes. That actually, I saw someone who is super stylish, who I actually know in real life, post on Instagram a photo of himself getting a vaccine, and he was wearing Birks with socks. And they were the socks where, I think he's a big Tom Brown fan, and Tom Brown has the socks where one of them has the two stripes on it, and the other one is just plain white sock. And I was like, I can maybe try to rock that look. That looks comfy. And actually, you know what? My feet are so narrow that my Birks, they don't fit me very well. Like even pulled as tight as possible, they still fall around on my feet, which are not comfortable, and they slide. And then I end up with like shin splints because I've been trying to hang on to my shoes the whole time. Anyway, socks makes it easier. Socks makes it, they're actually comfortable shoes when I wear socks. So that's so 1996, Matt is saying, yes. And Crystal is saying that that Bloody Mary mix is local to St. Louis. So I'll tell you what, though, Todd and I both this morning woke up and we're like, Texas said, welcome back. Allergies, eyes, nose, throat, running. Did you just hear me do that? Gross. Let me take a drink. That did not go as I anticipated. Y'all, sorry. That was disgusting. But I am, even through a Claritin, I am like, and they go away when I go, and that's how I know I have allergies, is that I go other places, and suddenly I don't have a runny nose anymore. Suddenly I don't have a constant flow of snot down the back of my throat. Suddenly I know that you can wake up and your eyes are not glued shut, right? Oh, Texas. Get back to Texas. Super Flemmy. Yes, Carrie. Flemmy. That should be my middle name. I'm Flemish. I'm like from Belgium. That's a stupid nerd geography joke right there. So my sister said, and Jody is saying, no OGP. No, not now. I got so much shit to do, y'all, that I need like an hour more of full sobriety to get through everything I need to get done today. Because my email did not wait for me to get back. Got so much laundry to do. Need to do all this stuff. I'm pondering going to Target this evening, which that actually is more fun with an OGP. I wish they served booze at Target. Because Todd's going to pick up the new RV on Friday, and he needs to set a whole bed set. And so I'm thinking about either going to Target or going to Home Goods. Home Goods on a Monday night. Let's living it up right there. Because I need a new king size bed set, because our new bed is king sized. By the way, I stripped all the sheets off of the queen size bed, and we have a thermal topper on top of it, because our Bernadette is a queen size bed, and the new one, Gracie, is going to have a king size bed, or does have a king size bed. So pull back, and we have a topper on it and there's a joke in there somewhere, but on the queen size mattress, that is one of those that has like the cooling beads or something in it. But anyway, you can see exactly where both of us lay mostly. I'll tell you, if this is the mattress right here, like this is Todd. I'm going to draw Todd laying down. Todd fully taking up his whole section of it, right? This is me. I don't know why, but I am hanging off the side. Me, that's me. That's Todd. Not to scale, obviously. I'm hanging off the bed, and Todd is fully in the middle, taking up his section. And I'm not saying that he's doing it wrong. I should be doing it the same way. But for some reason, I'm just hanging on the side of the bed. No wonder I wake up with a sore back every morning in that thing. Aaron is saying, do not go to Target. He just lost $290 there. Maybe I can go to the one that you went to and I'll find it. Or I can at least reenact the scene of the crime, maybe. So Eric wants to know, are we going to start bringing back the cleaning lady now that you guys have your vaccines? The answer is yes. It is not going to be 5 days a week. We do not need 5 days a week housekeeping. I've since figured out that is a waste of money. It's nice having everything orderly, but it's also our kids need to learn to take care of themselves. And when she was doing 5 days a week, she wasn't doing a lot of different things. It was the same things every day. So we'll probably do twice a week after this. I have to find one though. So got to do that. Anyway, I only gained I don't see Monica on here. Maybe she's listening. But I only gained 2 pounds. She told me this. She texted me this morning. She's like, do not weigh yourself. Because they were on the trip with us, obviously. And we ate ice cream in the afternoons, and we had a big breakfast. We skipped lunch because we would go for a walk on the beach in the morning. And in the morning, I mean at 9 o'clock. And then come back and make breakfast. And by then it was 11. So then we just snacked the whole afternoon. I made tacos in the air fryer the one day the air fryer worked, which, by the way, need to get a new one of those. I'm actually thinking about upgrading the house one and putting the house one in the RV. Because the one that was in our RV is dead, gone to the ghost. Isn't that what the Southern people say? But anyway, so I only gained 2 pounds. I am really, really surprised and pleased by that. Because you know what? I can lose 2 pounds pretty quickly if I really try. Stuart is saying we put the king size sleep number RV bed in our RV. I think that's what ours has. But Todd said it only has one remote. Is it only supposed to have one remote? It only costs about 1/5 the amount of our one at home cost. And Casey is saying it's gave up the ghost. Yes, our air fryer gave up the ghost. I guess that makes sense because you gave up your soul went away. You gave it up. Yes. So 2 pounds gained. That was it. Very happy about that. The drive back in there. So there's a couple of observations I wanted to make about our driving. First of all, I'm just going to brag on myself. So let me brag on Todd first. Todd is a fucking genius at finding places to stay. He puts so much research into it, and he finds like these gems, these state parks that are these gems. Love the one where we were just now. The fishing village was a dying town. Grand Isle was a dying little town. Just a dirty old fishing village where houses were still like $800,000 though, because they looked at water. But the actual state park was a little gem. He found in Florida this one where we stayed at the Stephen Foster State Park up in like northern Florida, like on the border of Georgia on the Swanee River, which Swanee River is disgusting, by the way. But the state park was so adorable. Every place he picks is the best. He has not picked a bad one. I have picked some doozies that are bad doozies. Because usually when I'm doing it, I'm going for convenience, not for amenities and such. He is really good at it. Conversely, we make a good pair. Conversely, I am fantastic at choosing the route we are going to take because I hate taking interstates if at all possible. Now, sometimes you just have to. If you need to get somewhere and you know it's a hard 6 hours driving and there's no other way to get there, you got to do the interstate. Sometimes you got to do that. Like on the way there, we were trying to get there as quickly as we could, so we took the interstate. On the way back, I use these tools and I will look for ways to get home that are about the same amount of time, maybe 30 minutes longer, and don't take interstates. They take state highways, back roads, all that kind of stuff. Almost always it works. Like if I drive from Dallas to San Antonio, I almost never take I-35. I will go down 67 to 281 and go straight down through the hill country. It's pretty. The roads are just as fast. Hell, half of these roads that we get on are the same size as I-35. I-35 through Texas is 2 lanes each direction most of the way. That's what most of these state highways were, and they were like 70 miles an hour. Gorgeous, though. I mean, just these vistas, no 18-wheelers, just it was great. Yes, you have to stop in the towns, but you see the great little courthouses. We saw so many fun little sweet courthouses. Loved it. But sometimes it doesn't work out quite the way. So yeah, it is much better route, less stressful. Yes, going that 67 to 281. Yes. And so through Louisiana, I did I planned the route on the way back. So we went from Grand Isle to Coshada, the Coshada Indian Casino, and Kindred. I think that's the name of the town. Kinder, something like that, Louisiana. That was day one of the drive, like 5 hours that day and like 5.5 hours the next day, because this was a long way, a lot farther than we thought it was going to be. So on the way to Coshada, so this would have been Saturday, I was like, I don't want to take the interstate. We took the interstate for part of it, but there was a state road also that we took on the way down that was like driving on a set of stairs. It was just, so it's like, we're going to go a different route. This one is only 20 minutes longer. Todd usually trusts me on this. Girl, y'all. So it was gorgeous. Let me start up. It was gorgeous. It was terrifying, though. Not for me so much, but for Todd. So I got us on this little, maybe 1.5 lane road, 2 lanes. Now it was 2 lanes, but like the stripes were like at the edge of the pavement, and then off either side of the pavement was straight up bayou, like alligators and swamp things and what's the water boy, like houses that water boy grew up in, all that kind of stuff. It was just it was gorgeous. The palmettos sticking up through it. But I mean, we had 6 inches of play and we were off into the water, and that RV, you dump it a little bit over and it is gone. So that is, my sister said it was the smallest 2-lane road ever, because we were caravanning. They were a little bit behind us. And, but my goodness, it was gorgeous. And it really I was like, kids, look out the window. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this. Look how those people live right there. Like, because this was not vacation houses. This was not people's swamp houses. This was like actual places that some country-ass folks live, who are all sweet, I'm sure, but little whistle stop cafes and all that kind of stuff. It was probably a good 30 minutes of that. And then the rest of it was good old just 2 lane or double lane, each direction roads, state roads, all that kind of stuff. So we did that. And then from Coushatta to Dallas, it was wanting us to go back to the interstate in Louisiana up to Shreveport and over. And I was like, we're not doing that. We're going to get out of Louisiana. I like the progress of going across state lines and all that kind of stuff. And so we did we went over to, like, wound through some farm roads, but for the most part, they were larger state roads through western Louisiana, central western, I don't know actually where we were, south central Louisiana, and went over, and then we went like through Jasper and Lufkin, Jasper, Texas, Lufkin, Texas, Athens, Maybank, is that a town? So we kind of came up that way. Cute, gorgeous area. So I'm glad we did it that way. Funny observation though, you can be on the road from Louisiana, cross the border, and suddenly that road on the Louisiana side is 55 miles an hour. You hit the Sabine River and you cross over into Texas on the identical road, by the way, and the speed limit just instantly goes up to 75 miles an hour. Now, we can't do that in the RV. The RV, we kind of max out at 65 before it feels like you're kind of losing control. But the difference between Louisiana and Texas is about 20 miles an hour on state roads. And Monica was saying, I thought we were lost on those Bayou. So I'm just glad we didn't try to turn around on that little ass road. I know. Who won the most money at the casino? Yes. And my sister says she lost the most. We actually all did fairly well. I actually don't know how Mike did because he stayed longer than the rest of us. But what we did was, I'm going to go back up in the comments because I see y'all commenting about country road stuff. The casino was an interesting experience. So, hang on, what was I have notes here that I'm making sure I don't skip. So first of all, going into a place where they still allow smoking when you have not been, first of all, not been anywhere. So I was telling Todd, I was like, how fucking, I don't know if ironic is the right word, but how odd is it that we are going from hardcore quarantine, because we were hardcore quarantiners, and then we get vaccinated and we're like, let's go to the largest Indian casino in Louisiana. Yeah, that's what we did. We wore a mask the whole time. Mason, we actually even took the kids in because we needed to eat dinner, and we ate dinner there. Mason got a mask that says Coushatta Casino on one side of it and has is it Fleur de Lis? Is that the name of that little bloop, bloop thing like that? And he's like, I'm gonna wear this to school. I'm like, of course, my kid is gonna get sent to school with an Indian casino mask on. But so smoky though, so smoky. It's just weird. We got back and Claire was like, we need to burn our clothes. Like this smells horrible because they've never been around that before. So okay, so that felt weird. It was crowded, yo. I mean, they had every other machine turn off, so people would have to spread out a little bit. But there were people smoking cigarettes with their masks like up to here and then blowing smoke. And then you walk through a thing of smoke and you're like, that's someone's air that I just walked through. That smoke has been in their lungs. That is aerosolized lung juice that these people have sprayed on me, right? So that was weird. But I will tell you, I don't know. I think Todd ultimately lost like $20 total. Monica, what did you lose? I can't remember. But I don't know I have no idea how Mike did. I did very well. So signing up for the players card that they have there, they give you a $15 like bonus to get started on and we only played machines. We didn't, none of this was on tables or anything. I just played machines. Most of the machines were kind of just like bullshit game of luck machines. So like Monopoly or James Bond or Wheel of Fortune did pretty well at Wheel of Fortune, all that kind of stuff. So I got the $15 bonus money, right, from the casino. Probably 6 drinks that I tipped $1 each drink on. So $6 of my own money. I walked out with over $40 in cash. And at one point I was up $100 and I did not put in any of my money aside from like the $6 in tips for the waiters and waitresses who brought us drinks. So I think I did very well considering I did not spend any of my money. That is so good. The casinos now have, I don't know if this is because I haven't been to Vegas in forever. But you can order drinks you put your Players Club card in, you order a drink, you tell it what you want, and then the waiter just shows up, comes on out, gives you your drink, you give them $1, and then they go away. If that's a COVID era thing, I'm there for that too. I like that. Let me scratch things off my list here that I know. Oh, also a observation on driving. It does not matter the size of the road that you are on. It could be a 1-lane dirt road or whatever. If that road crosses the Mississippi River, it is going to have the biggest ass bridge you have ever seen. It's probably going to be a steel structure. It's probably going to go up real high and down. It's going to have all the things. My kids laugh at me. Todd laughs at me too. I make such a big fucking deal about crossing the Mississippi River. I don't know why, but every time I'm like, kids, we're crossing the Mississippi River. I take photos. I make a video. I probably have more B-roll of our family crossing the Mississippi River than anyone else does. And these bridges are all great. They all look the same. I think that Louisiana must have gotten a 2-for-1 deal on bridges or something, because they're all the same. But again, it did. I mean, we were crossing it because the other thing is the Mississippi River does this, so you cross it like 12 times on any drive. One of them was in this tiny little town, and there was this big ass bridge. And I know that they have to have barges come under it and all of that kind of stuff. I get the reason why they're so tall, but they are so majestic and big and fun. Like I love them. I love them. And then also like in Baton Rouge on Interstate 10, it's a huge bridge, like all over the place. It's so big. And Stuart's saying he's the same way ever since he was a kid. I don't know. It just cracks me up that I do that. And another thing that I have noticed, and then I'm going to get back to your comments in a sec. Another thing that I noticed on this drive, and actually on all of our travels, is that there are only like 25 high school mascots out there. And every high school, especially in small towns, there are like 20. There's a bulldog, a yellow jacket, like a bison. If you're in the South, there's the Rebels. There is some sort of Indian, like a Redskin or something like that. Inappropriate name, but that one of my high schools that I went to was the Redskins. A couple. I mean, there's like 25 of them, right? They all use the identical clip art for their logo too. They all look the same. The Bulldogs, my graduated McAllen High School, the McAllen Bulldogs, this little bulldog. I swear I saw like 5 high schools on this trip that were Bulldogs that had the exact same thing. All high schools have the same mascots. Just something I noticed. I don't know if y'all have noticed that. So Eric's high school was the Pirates, which is amazing considering you are from Central Iowa. A lot of pirating going on there, right? Eagles, Hawks, Falcons, yeah, and they all use the exact same. That is funny. And then one last thing, and then I'm going to do the comments. I said one last thing a minute ago. If you've gotten your first COVID vaccine, at least in Texas, everything I say has got a Texas slant to it, but I'm sure this applies elsewhere. You are not required to get your second shot at the same place that you got your first shot. So if you went out to the boondocks and got your first shot, and you are able to get on CVS's website or Walmart's website and get a second vaccination at a place closer to you, it is totally fine as long as you are doing the same vaccine, like the same maker, Moderna, Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, AstraZeneca, once they get that one out. I think that one's coming soon. So you can do that. Now, some places don't let you get the second one unless you got the first one there. None of those places I mentioned just now do that, but some of the, like Dallas Health Department, is not letting you get the second vaccine from them if you did not get the first one, or at least that's what they were doing. But all the private pharmacies are pretty much letting you kind of swap out Walgreens, CVS, Walmart, those types of things. And even some of the counties are letting you do a second shot with them. But Dallas is not. So I do know that for sure. So if you don't want to drive out to Stephenville or Corsicana or Livingston or wherever you are, and you're able to find one closer, you can do that if it's worth the effort for you. Okay. So let me see what you're talking about in the comments real quick. Let's see. Hey Dave, good to see you. Stuart's giving me some advice on a sleep number bed. It has a left button and a right button. It doesn't auto adjust. We don't have a sleep number, so I literally have no idea how that works. It just kind of sounds like an air mattress wrapped in cotton, if you ask me, but we'll see. We're getting it this weekend. Sandy loves driving through the hill country. She loves a little chocolate shop in Hico. I've only stopped at that big gas station there. And Hamilton is an overlooked, friendly place. Good to know. Good to know. Crystal is giving me a recommendation on the air fryer. You will not regret it. I will check that out. I really like the one I have now. And so there's one that's like a step up. It's got like stainless steel on the outside instead of black plastic. And I think it does like one more thing. I like the drawer ones versus the shelf ones because you can kind of just shake it. You don't have to pull everything out and all that kind of stuff. Dave is saying they took the scenic route from Pensacola through Alabama and Mississippi a few days ago, and I'm glad I'm alive today. Yes. I do wonder at what we saw more Trump flags on the way back than we did there. On the way there, I didn't see very many. On the way back, we saw a fair amount. What is I don't know if protocol is the right word because I don't think protocol can apply to the situation, but how long are these flags going to stay up? Like, I'm just curious. Some of them were tattered and stuff, and it's their right to do it, right? But yeah, I'm just curious how long, because none of them are new. It's not like the message has changed. They're all the same flag. Let's see. Lung juice worse than blowing out candles. I know. Talking about the smoke, and Crystal, who just got back from Las Vegas, said that the smoke bothered her in Vegas too. It's crazy. I was telling Todd, I was like, we used to just hang out in this like 3 times a week. We'd go out and just hang out with our friends and stuff, and that's where we were. By the way, I shaved today for the first time, and I think I shaved last Thursday, like a week ago Thursday. And then this morning I did, and I feel like such a baby face. It was starting to get to that itchiness. And then my hair, I put one of my products in it that kind of strips out all the stuff. Carrie, I don't know why I told you earlier. I don't know what stripping means in the sense of stripping out stuff, because I have a product that does that. And that's why my hair is a little boofier today than normal. And they did not have drink ordering in Vegas yet. Oh, who knew that Coushatta in Kinder, Louisiana would be ahead of Las Vegas? I will say the Coushatta Indian Casino Hotel, whatever it was called, we stayed in the RV park connected to it, which was a wonderful RV park, by the way. Had a lot of like off-label games. So they had a couple of Wheel of Fortunes. Then they had like the Wheel of Luck or the Spin of Fortune, like a lot of like off-label games. They did have the Willy Wonka one. Actually, I think that's where we sat and we played. I think I won the most money on the Willy Wonka machine. I have no idea how the fuck it worked. I was just like pushing the button, and it just does all the stuff. And then, yeah, it comes up. Anyway, in Christie's high school is the Steel Knights. Yeah, Knights. So that's one of them right there. And Carrie's was a Tiger. Yeah, that's one of them. And Michael Johnson, Mike, is saying Brazos County just opened up the vaccine to everybody today. If you show up, you can get it. Brazos County, you got to get to Brazos County, but that's good that they did it. Did I miss it? I thought I saw more comments on here asking questions about something. Are my comments not showing up? Anyway, here we go. Oh, tell them about your high limit bet. So Monica and I were just walking around together. I don't know where Todd and Mike were. We're walking around together, and we see the high bet slot room, right? And so we decided to walk in there, and I'm not a high better. If I'm playing a game that is like 25 cents, that is a lot. Because here's the thing about like the games. 25 cents usually means that you start to play 5 lines at least, and 5 lines at 25 is $1.25 a pop, all that kind of stuff, right? And I don't max bet because literally unless you win the jackpot, there's no point in playing the max bet, because the jackpot, the biggest jackpot, which you have like a gazillion to 1 chance of winning, is that's the only one that's not directly proportionate to the bet. So if you bet 1 and the prize is 5, you're going to get 5. If you bet 2 and the prize is a multiplier of 5, you're going to get 10. 3, you're going to get 15. It's not until you get to the high bet that you end up getting like 1,000 times more, right? So I always play the 1. Sometimes I'll play like the 3 if the game has an incentive, like you get extra bonuses or something. But anyway, so we went into the high room, and the high room has like $100 slots, $25, $50. I think they even had like $1,000 slot. Then they also had just this random section of $1 slots. I don't know why. So I told Monica, I was like, I'm going to put $10 in this one and just see what happens, right? And it was a $1 one right at the exit. Put $10 in, hit it once, boing. What did I win, Monica? I won like $95 or something on the one thing. And she goes, what are you going to do? And I was like, boop, cash out. Just immediately. I just, like, as soon, actually, you didn't even ask me. I think I was like, boom, like it was still counting and I cashed out because I was like not doing it. The key is to go out on a high note. For some reason, that me doing that and then just hitting the button immediately gave us both a tickle. We were doubled over laughing, walking out of the high rollers room, the classy high rollers room in Kinder, Louisiana. So anyway. Also something that I realized on this trip that could be a problem later in life is that my daughter loves pina coladas. We made her the virgin ones, and then we had to explain to the kids what a virgin is. But she, everywhere we went, she's like, I'll have a pina colada. I'll have a pina colada. And we have some here at the house now. She's already asking for it today. Can I have pina colada? Like we literally constantly. And we were buying the frozen ones that you then put in the blender and then run it. So yeah, Monica said it was so funny about the high roller thing. But we can now say that we gambled in the high limit room. I know. And won. Gambled and won on the only bet I've ever placed. I won like 10 times as much as I put in. Now, that's one of those things where I'm kind of like, man, if I'd have put in 100, I'd have gotten $900. But still, I'm not going to second guess that. Anyway, I think that is all I have for today. I don't see any more comments. Again, these things come in. The comments come in about, or I'm 20 seconds ahead of your comments. As I always say, it's Facebook Live-ish. There's a 20-second delay on it. So sometimes I don't see things. But if I don't see anything else pop up, I'm going to sign off because we're at 32 minutes. Thank you for being patient last week. Sorry we only came to you twice last week. That's just how it goes when I'm on vacation. So I will say bye. I love you. It is important to know you are loved. I'm going to toast you with some iced tea because, like I said, I got some shit to do today. And I need to go find Aaron's $290 at Target. Don't shoot yourself to death. You are doing what you're supposed to be doing. You are who you are. And I will see you tomorrow for another episode of Cooped Up Live. Shit I say. Talk to you later. Love y'all. Bye.